Well, this afternoon, we are still dealing with some hazardous conditions out there. Slick roads, blowing snow, still have some scattered snow falling, adding to all of those high amounts of snow we've already picked up. And so that's getting blown around in addition to any snowfall that's been drifting as well. So again, travel's going to be tough heading into the second half of the day too. Taking a look at our live Skycam view in Grand Forks, you can see that we've got movement in those flags quite a bit. We've got some snow coming down, and then often we see a lot of that snow that's on the rooftop there at Home of Economy getting blown off by the wind. You can see that a little bit there. So you may be experiencing or seeing something like that too, where you happen to be here today with those strong winds. Jamestown, this is I-94 in the Jamestown area. You can see that we've got ice on the road. This particular section not looking terrible, but we are still closed there in the I-94, basically Fargo, West Fargo to Dickinson there, including the Jamestown area. So here's a look at the latest on this low. Here's the good news. You can see kind of where we're centered here with these concentric circles. That's the heart of the low. That's the center of this system. And that low has been sitting right over the Twin Cities for the last 24 hours. It's showing signs of shifting eastward, which means showing signs of departing the valley. So we will start to see some relief here coming up in the next 12 hours or so. We'll really notice that difference. But until then, we're still stuck with some of the snow over to the east and southeast, where we've got kind of a nice little break going on here, but especially into North Dakota and right in the center of the valley. That's where we're seeing some of that ongoing snow that's affecting us from Grand Forks to Fargo, and then stretching west again in another band over by Devil's Lake. And check out these winds. They're in out of the north or northwest. We are still gusting into the 40s in some instances this afternoon. That's the case in Oaks at 41 miles per hour, 36 in Jamestown. We are gusting to 36 as well in Fargo. So that's strong enough where we are dealing with the potential for whiteout conditions from time to time as those winds pick up. Looks like we just had a couple of updates here. Grand Forks also at 38 miles per hour. Here's a look at our visibility. Some of the worst reports of the day so far. We're down to less than a mile throughout, basically right along the Red River Valley and points west in places like Grand Forks and Fargo out at the airports there. Our lowest number is a quarter-mile visibility. That's the case down in the Oaks area, stretching back up along Highway 281 in Jamestown and Carrington in that low visibility range. And there are some places in Minnesota struggling a little bit, but we are doing better there heading into the afternoon hours today. So isolated to scattered areas of snow continue through the afternoon. We're going to have this wind coming in out of the north, northwest, still gusting into the 30s. And as long as those two things are happening, we're going to continue to have problems out on the roads with blowing snow and drifting and low visibility. But heading into tonight, if you're heading out to the Bison game this evening, be ready for all of that for travel or even just standing out in it for tailgating. But later tonight in the late night hours, notice how we start to really diminish that snow, and the wind's still brisk here. But by the time we get into tomorrow morning, it's showing signs of coming down, more gusts into the teens and 20s. We're looking at some spotty areas of flakes on Saturday, but not as widespread as today. And again, temperatures on that downward trend. So tomorrow morning, single digits to some teens to start off your morning. Not bad for this time of year, but we've gotten a little spoiled with those temperatures near freezing the last several days. Here's a look at our wind gusts. You can see they're going to be strongest in the next few hours and then just kind of slowly coming down. So that's going to be a problem. And then additional snowfall now through the rest of the day and into maybe even a little bit of Saturday. Some spots in that 1 to 3 inch range. So we're not quite done with it just yet, but soon we'll be able to maybe do that one last pass of the snowblower this weekend. It's going to be a little cold out there for it as our temperatures continue to drop, but nowhere near what next week is looking like. We've got that Arctic blast coming our way and sub-zero days ahead.
Yeah, just prepare for the negatives after this weekend. Oof.
It's going to be tough.
Just thinking about it just gives me the chills. Lisa,
yeah.
Lisa, thank you.